When I think back, before I started slowing down my life, it was full of distraction, trying to find meaning and happiness in my own life from some external things. And somehow, when I was trying to chase all those things in my life, I had still this feeling that this will never be enough for me. But it was just easier try to all the time work for that thing, even though I kind of knew that it might not be the solution. Because what the real solution would be, it was something that terrified me a lot. It's like you would put some treat in front of an animal and it's trying to catch it all the time, running behind it. But the idea that you will never get that treat in your life is much more scary idea than trying to all the time catch and pursue that, even though you kind of know that it's impossible to catch it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but at least in my own mind it's clear.
It's somewhat the same thing as how watching self-improvement videos and reading self-help books is easier than doing the actual work. But still, there's something very important to note here.
What I learned a few years ago from Eckhart Tolle, he's a quite spiritual author, the only thing that we have is the present moment. And that's why we need to make the now the most important thing in our life. And he also talks about this concept, life versus life situation. So basically, you can always improve your life situation, your job, you can get a nice partner in your life, you can get more friends, you can have a nicer house, you can even improve your own knowledge about different things. But ultimately, what is left is that there is your life. And that is not the same thing as the life situation. So think if everything would be taken away from you, what you have now, your job, your family, all your possession, and you would be put in the middle of, I don't know, Amazon forest, you would still have your life. It would just be very different from the situation point of view, but you would still be you, because no matter where you go, there you are. And that is exactly the key why slowing down is so important thing, because it doesn't matter all those external things, what you do, if you cannot really reach that you, if you cannot get connected with that, if you cannot really truly understand who you are. I think that we all the time evolve and it's somehow so hard, the concept to understand who's the real you. I'm struggling myself with this, but in those moments when everything stops, when I stop wanting something from the future, I light up a candle and I watch the snow fall, I look at the trees and the birds. In those moments I can feel the real me, and I can feel what living, what existing really feels like. And it has nothing to do with the life situation, with the different things that you should or could have in life, what your mind tells you. I had some bullet points for this video and I'm way over that. I'm completely off script here, like what I wanted to discuss, but I like it. I'm going so much deeper than I thought. I came across this YouTube video from a creator called Julien and he explained this exact same concept by putting 3 circles. The inner circle was the real you, the experience, what it feels like to be you. The second is like your personality, the things that you like, how you usually react to things, how do you behave and things like this. And the last, the outer circle, is basically your life situation. You can always improve that quite easily, you know, you can put there, I want a nice career, I want more money, traveling, amazing experiences and things like that. But do those things affect the real you? No, it does not. What about then if we move to the personality one? You would go really deep into some spirituality things, read philosophy, educate yourself about all these. Basically, what I'm doing and what you are doing by watching these videos, what I'm creating, because I think I go quite deep into these things, so this could go in the second circle. It doesn't matter how many videos of mine or some other creator you watch, it will still not change the experience, what it's like to be you. It doesn't change the real you. Still, if you wouldn't watch any of my videos, you would still be you. And then of course becomes the question, if you don't need any of those external things, then why should you do anything in life? Isn't it pointless? And I think about that a lot. Like, why do we do all the things that we do? Why we should focus on so many external things when you, so your self-esteem and how you perceive yourself is all that matters. So it's not from out to in, it's from inside to outside. You don't necessarily have to achieve anything, but it's like a game that you play. It's like art. You don't need to create that piece, but you still want to express yourself. You still want to create something physical and see, this is what I did when I wasn't anymore caring about have I improved so much from last year or not. Am I better than most of the people my age? And something I hear a lot, especially like in the business world is, am I outworking the others? Am I doing more than they are? Once I was able to let go of all those things, I was able to find who I really am and what are my core values. And that's helping me save so many years of going down some wrong path, doing things that I later realized that didn't help me at all to have the human experience that I want to have in this earth.
So reconsider too stopping the endless cycle of needing to always be more and better. We deserve to be happy and fulfilled just as we are, not when we are just a bit better. When we constantly strive to improve, we forget to appreciate and accept ourselves for who we are. We forget that our flaws, imperfections, and unique qualities make us who we are, and that's something to be celebrated. Of course, that doesn't mean we need to stop growing and learning. Let's be kind to each other and focus on what actually matters. Let's focus on accepting ourselves and finding joy in the journey. You don't need to change who you are to be loved or accepted. You are already enough.